Alright YouTube, we're back. It's time-lapse, and we're gonna get a little bit more done on the Zx6. It is a Sunday afternoon, it's about 4 p.m. It's raining pretty good outside, but I'm fortunate enough, thanks be to God, to have a little shop here to work in. My little shop that's dry. Got a light hooked up, so everything is good right now. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. So, all right, guys, what we're going to be working on today is I'm going to get these wires rehooked up for the light. And the reason being is, you see this here, when I connected these wires to the tail light strip, I ran this wire over top of this, and you can see right there, it's kind of rubbing and getting pushed underneath the plastics. So I didn't really think about it because I like this tucked under here like that, and this wire is above it. I don't like that. I want it to run underneath here. So unfortunately I gotta take all those off, redo it, run it through there. Don't need to, but little pet peeve of mine. I want the wires to be run clean. I know there's never going to be an issue. So I'm going to take care of that. And then, I don't think I recorded last time, guys. But here's where I'm at. So, I believe I was telling you guys about the thermostat. The thermostat was no good. So I took that off. And here's the thermostat housing right here. Alright, and that sits right underneath the intake right there. Alright, there's 4 8mm bolts that got to come out, and a couple hoses I had to take off to get room. I took that out, and here's the old thermostat, guys. And it's actually, in fact, not bad. And I was doing a little research, and it's actually not bad because it stated right there that this is a 60 degrees Celsius thermostat. So it'll open at 60 degrees Celsius, which I believe is around like 150. I could look it up, but I'm not too sure. But I believe it's around like 150 degrees Fahrenheit that this thermostat opens. Now, I was under the impression that this was bad because my bike would run about 150 to 160 degrees down the highway, and I thought that was a little too cold for operating temperature. I thought maybe, around 180, 190 would be normal, but supposedly it's not. This is a OEM thermostat. It's original. I don't think it's ever been changed. I got the bike with only 1,000 miles on it, so I really don't think this was ever changed. So I did order a new one. I got the new one. So since I did take this out, I'm going to be putting a new one in. But this one also is a 60 degree 60 degrees Celsius thermostat. So I guess the bike is just, I don't know. The engineers who designed the bike put that thermostat in there. That's what I'm going to run it as. I'm sure I could probably order one that's going to make the bike run at a hotter temperature. But like I said, if the engineers put a 60 degrees Celsius thermostat in there, who designed and made the bike, that's what I'm going to put back in. So that's it. I guess there was nothing wrong with this. A little bit of work I didn't have to do, but at least I have the confidence knowing it's not bad. So I'm going to be finishing that up, and pretty much that'll be all I could do today on the bike. Is I'll get the new thermostat in, I'll get everything hooked back up, I'll put the coolant back in, and I'll get these wires done, and that'll probably be it for today. Really what's next is I have the dyno jet tuner. I'm going to probably get that installed into the bike. and then I'll do my research on how to program it, all that good stuff. Then after that, I'll clean up the Yoshi pipe. I'll install that. And as far as that goes, guys, that's pretty much it besides putting the plastics and the gas tank back on after they're done being painted. So we're moving along, guys, but I want to keep you guys in the loop, I guess. I want you guys to be included in this build more than I have done in past videos. So I want to do like a time lapse of me doing all this stuff today. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, I just snipped all the wires. I got my wire run nicely underneath the frame there. Now I just got to strip all these wires, strip my ends here, put this back together, and that'll be done with that. I'm not going to take video of me doing that because what I did is I took pictures of the wires before I cut them, so I knew where to put everything back. This way it saves me the time in trying to figure out which goes to what. I can just refer back to the pictures, hook it up quick. So right after I get that done, guys, we'll get the video rolling with putting the new thermostat in. All right, YouTube, so here it is. All my wires are hooked back up. My wires ran underneath the frame there. Now I'm going to tape this bunch of wires. I'm going to tape it together. Boom. Tuck it nice. Zip tie some things. Let's get it. All right, guys, so that was the most grueling part of this process, I think, was keeping the gasket in place while putting that up there. There's really not much room in here. Like, you see my hand compared to it, like, there's really not much room to play with, especially to get to those bottom bolts right there, and then that one on the other side right there. Very tight in there. You see my fingers in here. So it wasn't fun getting those started, but got it done. It's all tight now. The saving grace was the thermostat. I was able to actually lock it up in there. Like if you guys seen on the time lapse before, the thermostat was just sitting in there. Because I put it in there, I was able to twist a little bit and get it to hold it. Because if not, that would have been, a little bit annoying. So that definitely helped. But all right, guys, that's done. The only thing left to do is hook up a few hoses, and thermostat will be installed. My wiring is done. You can see now how I got all this taped up, tucked away nice. My wire comes through right here, runs underneath, and now is all clean. You can see where it was rubbing right there. So that looks a lot nicer. Yeah, looks a lot more clean now. All right, guys, I'm gonna hook up these few hoses, and we're gonna call it a night. All right, YouTube, so I got all the hoses hooked up. Thermostat is done. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll get back to this project soon, but it's time for me to head inside. So good night, YouTube. Stay blessed, guys. Jesus loves you guys, and put your faith in him because he's going to get you through that's my message for tonight. But all right, guys, we'll see you soon.